How's it going, everyone? Coco Mocho here. I am a little late on this vault opening. I had some late work stuff and then hopped in to do M plus with buddies that I had the run scheduled with. So I put off opening my vault just for you. I am only opening on Rogue. I'm opening an Outlaw loot spec. And then later on, I'll talk about the Rogue changes and what I think it means for the class. But first, let's open up the vault and see what items we get. I'm really hoping for some tier items. This is pretty good, actually. This is actually really good. And then 418 boots. These are good. I got these last week as well, but with avoidance, I think. And I did not end up picking them. And I also got these, I think, same bracers, and I ended up crafting the engineering bracers for B-Res. So I will not be taking the bracers. So it's really between boots and the legs. And honestly, I think I'm going to go with the legs. Just up front, I already feel like it's going to be better. It's more agi gained, right? 69 agility, nice, versus 50 agility. And then I can convert these into tier. And then on top of that, I have 418 shoulders from, with speed, by the way. That's kind of sick. From an earlier vault in the season. So I'll be able to convert these into tier as well. I'll have a couple of really nice tier pieces. My chest is pretty low eye level. My pants are also pretty low eye level. So I think the pants upgrade is likely the best. I'm just going to run a quick sim, though, because I want to confirm the hypothesis that pants are the best. I strongly suspect that will be the case, though. Let me just fire these into raid bots, and we will figure it out. And let me find the... There we go. And then let's find the appropriate enchant. Here's Armor Kit 3. Cool, cool, cool. And we are off to the races. I'm going to do what I usually do and copy the SimC input just to make sure that I can run it locally. I need to actually update my local SimC, so I'll do that off camera. And then I will also find Top Gear here. And oh, we are already running the sim. This is so good. All right, I'm gonna fast forward and we'll take a look at the results. Okay, so as expected, the pants, even without upgrading to tier, are a higher DPS gain over the boots. So I'll take the pants. In terms of what I'm going to apply the catalyst to, it could be either the pants or the shoulders. I was originally hoping to get a tier item so that I could apply the catalyst to a different slot. Probably would have been the shoulders, unless I got tier shoulders out of the vault. But I think I can just safely apply it to the pants. The only downside would be if I got, well, there's no way I'm going to get higher item level tier pants out of vault next week. The only problem would be if I got something with like avoidance or something along those lines. So it'd probably be best to like min-max it and try to not convert an item to tier and wait until next week to see if I get a tier slot with better stats. That would really only be tertiaries at this point. But I don't think I'm gonna wait. I'll probably just convert this once I complete the quest. I did end up getting the quest. You gotta go up to the top of the big tower and talk to the stone guy there, and he'll give you the quest, and then you gotta just do some like random in-game content. But yeah, I gotta do all that stuff and get my stuff unlocked. But so yeah, I'm just gonna take these pants because this is the best item for me. I did an M plus run earlier, so I did get a key, and I gotta say, bolstering kind of sucks. So this week is bolstering storming. Storming doesn't really slow you down. It makes some things a little more dangerous, especially for the tank. If you're running with something like a Blood Death Knight that needs to Death Strike to stay alive and they get booped out of melee range temporarily, it can really mess them up. But overall, storming isn't going to slow us down. The big problem is going to be bolstering. So we're not going to be able to pull absolutely massive on Fort Week like we want to. All those bolstered mobs will be absolutely trucking the tank, and they gain a lot of HP whenever they get bolstered. So this is a week where if you're playing Outlaw, you always want to be hitting the highest health mob. This is almost always the case anyway, except for in situations where you're trying to kill something that's dangerous. We're going to want to be hitting the highest HP mob anyway for speed. But this week it's especially important because we want to be trying to kill everything at roughly the same time, just so we can minimize the impact of bolstering. Bolstering's a lot easier now than it was before. Used to get a mob would get bolstered and then they'd be bolstered until they die. That's no longer the case. It lasts for I think 20 seconds, but it's still going to slow us down. So we want to make sure that we are trying to bolster kill mobs as best we can. In terms of the rogue changes, so a couple of things to mention. First, the biggest one is that Fan the Hammer got nerfed. So there's going to be situations where you press Pistol Shot with opportunity stacks and you end with 5 combo points. In that case, we are going to build to at least 6 combo points and then cast a finisher. And there's going to be 2 ways that we do this. One is we can cast a second set of opportunity pistol shots, right? Using Fan the Hammer again. That's the same rule as what existed before, where if we're at 5 combo points, we're okay with overcapping combo points. That actually turns out to be a DPS gain to just send opportunity at 5 combo points. The other way is if we get an Audacity proc, we can just press ambush at 5 combo points. That is guaranteed to overcap by 1 combo point. It could overcap by 4 combo points, but it turns out that that's actually a DPS gain over the third and final option, which is pressing Sinister Strike. We really don't want to be pressing Sinister Strike. We always want to be pressing Ambush when we have the opportunity, or Pistol Shot when we have stacks of the opportunity buff. This turns out to be a 1 to 2% overall DPS nerf for rogues. I was just in a pretty scuffed Court of Stars where our Unholy DK got lobbed from the group. He just got disconnected, and then the game decided to kick him out of the group. So we were over the timer, and we were kind of memeing around at the end. But DPS is still pretty competitive. This is a pretty well geared evoker who's a really good player, and I'm doing the same damage as them. So damage overall isn't really changing all that much, so don't really worry about that. The big thing that is changing, and this is actually a huge benefit for us, is that cheat death is now where feint used to be. Feint is now baseline. All rogues get it. You don't need to talent into it. Instead, we get cheat death here. And what that means is we don't need to put a point down here. We're always taking this point anyway because that's where feint was, and feint is maybe the most busted button in the game. So now we're taking this point again because it's cheat death. We don't need a point down here. This might be a useful talent in some scenarios, but instead I've opted to go for utility poison. I'm going numbing poison this week because it's fortified week. And then we also get 1 more point we can put wherever we want, and I opted for gouge. You could put this point down here into leeching poison or cold blood. Cold blood is a very small DPS gain. I think maybe 0.5% or 1/4%. It's really not a very big gain. You want to just macro this into dispatch, honestly. Don't even think about it. Just get the benefit when it's available, and otherwise you play the exact same. We could also take Shadow Step if you have a boon trinket from that where you turn into the storm guy and you're rooted in place for 8 seconds or 10 seconds or whatever. Shadow Step is very, very good. A lot of rogues would skip over Shadowrunner and Subterfuge to take Shadow Step and get the utility poison. Now we can do it all. We can drop Gouge if we want and take Shadow Step, and you get Subterfuge. You get the extra DPS bonus from your Vanish and your Opener. You also get the utility poison and Fleet-footed. It's basically just a win all around. Honestly, I think these changes to the class tree greatly outweigh the slight DPS nerf that we got. We get more utility, more options at the cost of 1 to 2% overall DPS. It really is not going to matter. The damage loss doesn't matter at all. I think one other thing that I forgot to mention, combat stamina got nerfed. Was 10%, now it's 5%. This is more impactful than the DPS nerf, in my opinion. I don't think it's going to be a huge deal. It means that you have to be pressing your defensives at the right times. It's more important than it was before. At a certain key level, it's always important to do this, so you're likely already doing it anyway as you practice and climb up the ranks. But it's just becoming more important that you press the buttons at the right time. We have a little bit less margin for error now, so keep that in mind as you play the game. But yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. I hope you get some sick loot in your vaults, and let me know what you think of the rogue changes. And oh, I also forgot to mention, sub is just straight up buffed. I actually haven't activated the spec yet, but we now no longer need to make the choice between we used to have to pick between cheat death, acrobatic strikes, and improved ambush, and now we this is so scuffed. I'm just gonna reset the full tree and just do it all from scratch. But we no longer need to choose. We could just get all the abilities that we want. It's kind of crazy. Let's see here. We need one more point here. What are we gonna take? I'm just gonna take this for now, but it's probably not the best choice. But we get improved ambush, and we can take fleet-footed. We get dead nerves. We get the burst. We get acrobatic strikes. Now we have cheat, acrobatic strikes, and improved ambush. Sub's just straight up buffed. This is just a straight up buff. This is kind of crazy to me. Wait, 3 more points. What am I missing? Oh yeah, I'm missing this. This is so good. Like, oh, the other change in sub. Where is it? Invigorating Shadow Dust. So this got buffed. It's not really a point that we were taking anyway, at least for M+. I don't know where you go for the Rotten in any sub build, but if you were playing the Rotten, maybe this is like a PvP thing. If you were playing the Rotten, then you may be noticing a buff to Shadow Dust. But yeah, regardless, sub is now better than it was before. I think there's going to be more dungeons where we want to play sub over Outlaw, not just Alcathar. I think sub was good everywhere anyway. If you liked playing sub, you could play sub everywhere, and now it's just better. So that feels good. I think I'll probably try playing sub in more dungeons as well, especially with this buff. I think this is a nice little single target DPS game. So just yeah, enjoy it, live it up. All right, friends, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think, and good luck in your vaults. Take care.